There is word tonight that Shoppers Drug Mart is exploring the possibility of getting into medical marijuana sales, and if it can't be done yet under current law, it may happen eventually. But in a statement, Shoppers says they believe dispensing medical marijuana through pharmacies, such as theirs, and other medications is the safest option. A lot of implications, and here to talk to me about it, marketing expert Tony Chapman. I'm thinking the same as you are. They've been looking at Oregon, Washington State, Colorado, and the billions of dollars being spent there. The tax revenue is enormous, and thinking, hey, we got to get in on this.
Absolutely. Imagine the boardroom talk. This is a great marketer's dilemma because it comes with both risk and reward. The reward, first mover advantage. Get the consumer conditioned to buying their pot at Shoppers, and when it goes from medical marijuana to mainstream, they're going to be the first ones at the trough to take a $10 billion market.
So why would Shoppers think they've got a better shot at this than, let's say, the LCBO, which is long rumored to be, maybe the optimum place to do it?
It's a brilliant chess move on their part because it's medical marijuana right now. So where would medical marijuana be sold? They should say, well, the pharmacy, we've got the proper guidelines. We'll make sure the prescriptions are proper. But it really is, the move is not for medical marijuana. The move is mainstream marijuana. But you think about the risk. There's going to be a lot of their consumers opposed to it, that are just because they're opposed to selling marijuana and making it legalized. And their moral compass. I mean, this is a company that voluntarily got out of selling cigarettes in 2007.
Yeah.
You also got to think of the Dorito sales, though.
Well, yeah, the chips over here, marijuana over here.
Put the display together.
Put the Twinkies in the middle.
Put the Mickeys in the middle. Everybody wants to be a marketer.
But my thinking is they are going to, the marijuana people and the Shoppers are going to defend themselves saying this is non-combustible marijuana we're talking about because it's now available in inhalers where it's not fired up or ointments or pills or salves or whatever you want to call it. So that way they justify it. But you're saying mainstream marijuana. You see that coming eventually.
This is their move. I mean, we know it's going mainstream. Trudeau, that's one of their election promises, to legalize marijuana. Everybody wants to get in on the game because it's a $10 billion marketplace. And it's all the additional foot traffic. Stores live for traffic. We just lost HMV today because they've lost their traffic. So suddenly you have marijuana, you've got a whole new group of consumers coming in. And with that means a lot more opportunity for sales.
Okay, when you're talking about medical marijuana and mainstream pot or pot for everyone, there would have to be some sort of security associated with this. Now, I imagine pharmacies have already taken certain steps because of problems with OxyContin and other drugs that are dispensed with a prescription, but marijuana would be a target, wouldn't it?
I would have to believe so, but I mean, pharmacies in general are a target. They've got cocaine, they've got, clinical heroin, they've got opium, they've got everything in there, and some of the painkillers. So they probably have taken those steps, but you've also got to think of the risk is what happens if someone goes in and buys marijuana for somebody underage.
Yeah.
I mean, we all grew up having the...
Happens at the LCBO.
Happens at the LCBO. So there's a lot of risk that comes into this play. But again, your moral compass tends to spin and get very attracted to when the price tag is $10 billion.
Are they kind of easing us into it by saying we'd like to explore the possibility of getting into trying to get customers used to the fact that eventually it's going to happen?
Well, their sister company, Loblaw, did the same thing. We'll start with a couple of selections of beer, and next thing you know, wine is coming in. And once the consumer's conditioned to that's available, then it goes mainstream. And that's kind of how we do things in this country is we dip our toe in the water, take a little bit of flack, dip our foot in the water, take a little bit of flack, and then boom, mainstream happens.
Open the floodgates.
Absolutely.
Tony, thanks very much for taking the time to come in and talk to us.
Thanks for having me in.
This bears a lot of watching over the coming months.
It's going to be a good story to follow.
All right. Our friends at Chatelaine have a tongue-in-cheek look at the 7 reasons they say why Shoppers Drug Mart could sell pot. You can find the link on our website, citynews.ca.